So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden mechanics of modern commerce. We're going to look at how these massive systems like Microsoft Dynamics 365 use a couple of really clever strategies, direct delivery and intercompany orders, to get a product from a factory on one continent all the way to your doorstep on another, and all with just a few automated clicks. I mean, think about it. The last thing you bought online, you clicked buy, and a few days later, a box just shows up. But behind that simple little action is this invisible, high-speed ballet of data and logistics. How in the world does a global company pull that off so seamlessly? Well, it's not magic, but it is some pretty incredible automation.
Right, it's not magic. It's this highly orchestrated process. And the choreographer for this whole dance is a type of software called an Enterprise Resource Planning System, or an ERP. You can think of it as the digital brain of the entire company, connecting sales, purchasing, and finance into one single seamless operation.
And in this explainer, we're going to break down two of the core moves that make all of this possible: direct delivery and intercompany orders. You know, getting a handle on these concepts is absolutely essential if you want to understand how modern commerce really works under the hood. Okay, first up, let's talk about direct delivery. I want you to think of this as the ultimate shortcut in the supply chain. It's a really elegant and super efficient solution to a very, very common business problem. The whole concept is beautifully simple. Direct delivery, and you've probably heard of this as drop shipping, is a process where the company you're buying from never actually touches the product. Nope. Instead, they arrange for their supplier, the original vendor, to ship the goods directly to you, the customer. Their own warehouse is completely cut out of the picture. So here's how it works, in 3 super simple automated steps. First, you, the customer, place an order with a company. Second, that company's system automatically kicks out a purchase order to their vendor for that exact item. And third, that vendor then ships the product directly to your address. The company you bought from, they just facilitated the whole transaction. And when you see it laid out like this, the efficiency gain is just, well, it's obvious, right? In a traditional model, the goods have to travel from the vendor, then to your company's warehouse to get processed, and then they're sent on to the customer. Direct delivery just erases that whole middle step. It's a straight line from vendor to customer. So why would a business do this? Well, the benefits are huge. You completely eliminate the cost of holding inventory, you save a ton of time and labor on handling products, and you lower your transportation costs. And here's the kicker. It massively improves your cash flow because you often get paid by the customer before you even have to pay your vendor. It's an incredibly lean way to do business. Okay, so that's how a company can use an external supplier. But what happens when the supplier is actually just another part of your own global company? This is where our second big idea, intercompany orders, comes into play. You can think of it as doing business within the corporate family. So with intercompany trading, we're not talking about outside vendors at all. This is all about transactions that happen between 2 different parts of the same company. You know, like a subsidiary in Germany and another one in Japan, that both belong to the same parent organization. It's the system for moving goods and services around internally. And why is this so critical? Well, just imagine your company's US branch makes a sale to a customer in New York, but the actual product they need is sitting in a warehouse owned by your Canadian branch up in Toronto. Intercompany trading is the automated process that handles that internal handoff. Now, this is where things get really, really clever. These 2 concepts, direct delivery and intercompany orders, they often work together in this powerful automated chain reaction to fulfill a single customer order. And sometimes it's called the 3-legged order chain. All right, let's walk through this chain reaction together because it happens in a flash. It all starts with leg 1. An external customer, somebody out in the world, places a sales order with your selling company. We'll just call it Company A. Instantly, because Company A doesn't actually have the stock, the system triggers leg 2. An internal purchase order is created. So now, Company A is automatically buying the item from its own sister company. And that purchase order immediately fires off leg 3. A matching sales order is created over in the sister company, Company B. That's the one that actually has the product. Company B then fulfills this order, and often it uses direct delivery to ship straight to that original customer. So think about that. 1 click, 3 automated transactions rocketing across the globe. It's an amazing, seamless flow. But
As some users have pointed out, there's a really common point of confusion here. Doesn't creating all these internal orders just to move something from one part of the company to another feel a little, well, redundant?
And we're not just making that up. Check out this quote from a real user in the Dynamics 365 community. It just perfectly captures the frustration. They describe how these internal orders get stuck. They're marked received or delivered, but they aren't financially closed out. So they have to create a dummy product, which is basically a placeholder, just to manually balance the books at the end of the month. You can feel the pain, right? For them, the automated system feels broken.
So here it is. The crucial point is this. The process isn't actually finished when the product is delivered. For the entire system to work, those intercompany orders, that internal purchase order and sales order, they also have to be invoiced.
And here's why that matters so much. Invoicing those internal orders is the step that completes the financial transaction. It's what officially transfers the ownership and the value of that product from one legal entity to the other. It makes sure the books are balanced automatically. See, it's not just about logistics, about moving a box from point A to B. It's about sound accounting. All right, let's just step back for a second and look at the big picture. Why is it so darn important for a business to master these complicated features? What's the real strategic advantage here? This little table here really breaks it down nicely. Direct delivery is an external transaction. Its goal is speed and cost savings, and it does that by bypassing your inventory. Intercompany trading, on the other hand, is an internal transaction. It's all about fulfilling orders from your sister companies and making sure you have total financial accuracy across the whole organization. They're two different tools for two different but often related jobs. And here it is. This is the crucial takeaway for anyone working in or even just studying modern business. When you master tools like these, you're not just moving products around more efficiently, you're actually building a supply chain that is fundamentally faster, more accurate, and way more financially sound, from top to bottom. So we've seen how this incredible automation can connect an entire global supply chain. It makes you wonder, right? As this technology gets even smarter, how much further can we go? What's the next step in making these supply chains not just faster, but completely invisible? A perfect, instantaneous link between wanting something and having it. That, right there, is the next frontier.